Hello and welcome to Raven's Arcana. I am Raven. Thank you for being here. And today we are going to perform a timeless reading and asking about our soul tribe. So, those closest to us, who we choose to surround ourselves with. Now, family members, a family obviously that we're born into or adopted into, don't really have a choice on choosing them, but some of them can obviously be part of our soul tribe, depending on how we connect. But I just wanted to get some clarification. I woke up in the middle of the night and just really wanted to do this reading. So, cut it and down and dirty time. All right. So we start off with the Nine of Swords card. So I think mentally, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. I think you're having trouble finding people that you really connect with on that spiritual level. And when we talk about a soul tribe, that is the people we choose to surround ourselves with, that feed our soul, that have our back, that entertain all of those deep conversations, esoteric conversations, and just really are a part of something that seems so much bigger than this existence. Now with this, what I call the Nine of Swords is a nightmare card. Now 9 is a fruition number, meaning you're not able to kind of have that fruitful relationship or have enough people where it feels like you are fulfilled in your soul tribe. And let's move on to the next. But we have manifestation with the Ace of Pentacles. So it looks like, man, these cards are slick. It looks like you are in the midst of almost sending out a beacon. So you're throwing up your, some of us call it our freak flag, right? But you have that broadcast that you're putting out a certain vibe, certain energy, and you can see the rays, in this instance, coming out of that pinnacle. You're looking for manifestation of the circle of friends, right? And this is something you really yearn for. I was going to say learn for. And you know what? When things like that slip in, and I mispronounce a word, you learn along the way through experiences, through our friendships, relationships, the type of people you want to surround yourself with. And I think that you have a really good idea of what you're looking for in like soulmate friends. Now we have the Knight of Cups here. And that is movement on, cups are emotion. Cups can be relationships. A lot of times this will signify romance. It doesn't have to. But this is definitely movement towards a loving relationship. So based on just really a situation where I think you feel secluded, you feel like you can't really develop any close friendships, you have a lot of acquaintances. It almost looks like the Nine of Swords. You have them just displayed on the wall. Okay, here's all my acquaintances, but nobody really sticks, right? I think you have multiple acquaintances, I would call, or friends that aren't really close, that balance out a lot of the aspects of you. People that make you laugh, people that can talk about deep things. People you love participating in certain activities with, seeing concerts, watching movies, going on hikes. But all of that stuff is a big part of you. And there, honestly, are probably very few people in the world anyway that have a lot of the same things in common. Not enough so you essentially have a duplicate of yourself. We need to surround ourselves with people that complement us, but you don't really connect on all these levels, if we're looking at the swords, with one certain person or a handful of certain people, enough so that it feels fulfilling for your soul. And so you're looking at making a move after sending out that beacon. I think this is a message someone is bringing, whether it be universe, spirit, or you might have someone come into your life that actually sees that beacon that you're putting out, feels that energy, and wants to start a conversation that could lead into something that is really, really deep connection. And yeah, we have movement back to back. So I think there's definitely, and with wands, action, it can be creativity, spirituality. I think there is movement towards a relationship. And we talked about a tribe, it's a small group of people typically, but we have to build it one by one. Now, it could be that you find someone that also has a couple people in their tribe they really connect with, and they can bring other people in. So I'm not saying it has to be, you just find one person, find another. But yeah. And with this 8, this is change. There's going to be a big change coming your way. And look at the, there's growth on all the wands. So something that is going to be stable. Wands are strong, stable, and fruitful. You're looking for that fruitful relationship, that give and take, back and forth, that you balance each other out. Go over here. And we have the Page of Wands. So this is going to be something that you connect with this person, and it's immediate. Always use the word divine, or the phrase divine spark. Right? This Page of Wands is telling you that it's going to be something that is just an immediate connection, where you meet this person probably through a group of friends, or out at a bar, out at the dog park, out wherever, and it's immediate, just ignition of connection. And even after that day, it's like, let me get your number, let's connect, and then it just kind of steamrolls into a really strong relationship. So I'd say keep your eyes open, keep your beacon up, right? You put off a certain vibe. We all put off energy. I'm not saying you're desperate where you're, wearing t-shirts or whatever, like I need friends. Although, some of us kind of feel that way sometimes, I would imagine. It's easy to be secluded in this world today. And yeah, so we talked about multiple friends. We talked about, the soul tribe. And this is, coming together, communicating, collaborating. And a lot of times this has to do with work. Maybe you find someone at work that, a colleague that you really connect with. Maybe you change positions, change locations, something like that. That could signify a new person, or you being introduced to a new person, a new group of people. Or that, like I said before, that new friend you meet has other friends that maybe they bring in. And you're like, oh my gosh, I've been so, or felt so alone. And now, my cup's being filled, good grief, by maybe even more than one person, where you can sit around and talk about deep experiences and the universe, and just really have conversations that are bigger than everyday life. We're talking about getting out of that routine of, how was work? What'd you do over the weekend? Now those conversations can materialize into something really deep and philosophical and psychological, esoteric, whatever it is you're into. But getting away from the mundane conversations, where you're asking people, you know, how's your day today? Oh, automatic, automatic response. It's going well. How's yours? And then you're like, okay, let me get out of this conversation. I was trying to be nice, with people that you once again are acquainted with, but not someone you would pull into your inner circle. All right. And so through that collaboration, that connection, this new communication, we see the Nine of Pentacles. A luxurious card, I say. The one-word description I use for this card is luxury. Now, in this representation, it looks like there is some wealth, some fruition through possible investment. But this is an investment, absolutely. You've invested your time and your effort and your emotions into finding someone that completes you, on a spiritual level. And I think we're talking about a really close friend. And I call my close friends family members. So I separate the friend and the family out, because you can choose your family regardless of what they tell you. But this is someone that, look at the way she's dressed. She's confident, almost flashy. And we have in this deck, the golden version of this deck is very bright. It's very magnificent. And it looks like, things are starting to collect. This is your collection of friends. I'm not saying you're going to have 9 amazingly close friends, but this is a representation of bringing people together. And look, the 9 under the 9. So we're talking about fruition. You wanting something, you going through all these relationships with friends, and essentially, okay, put that back, just not working out. Going through essentially the nightmare of feeling secluded and alone and different from everyone else. And then we come here, after you make that move, there's movement in the universe. The universe conspires to bring someone into your life, or multiple people. And now we have that fruition of, oh my gosh, my outlook on the world is completely different. The way I feel, the way I think, the way I present myself even changes. And we follow that with a magician. So a lot of times we forget everything that we were given, all of our blessings that we were given in this life. And if you can hear that, my cat is going insane upstairs, running around on the hardwoods. But we forget, once again, all the tools we were given to succeed and create and experience in this life. And if we don't have anyone to share those experiences with, those conversations, those creations, that deep emotion, we forget who we are. And I think this will help you remember who you are and what you are capable of, your ultimate potential. The magician has ultimate potential, and so do you. So I think connection and bringing at least one other person, or finding someone that fills a lot of those voids that a really close, intense friendship would fill, is really going to kind of send a domino effect into how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself, and you realize your potential. I think this is game-changing for you. And we have the King of Pentacles. And this is someone that creates, and has authority over just everything in the physical realm, right? So we have all these pentacles down here. We're talking about the physical world. I think this really comes in and this changes your perception of the world and really reinvigorates you. to continue on whatever path it was before you went into, I heard, like, solitary confinement. And sometimes it feels that way, right? Sometimes it feels like we're removed from society, from the world. We just don't experience the world the same way other people do. And that's the reason why we look for others and yearn. Sometimes we become desperate. I have to have conversations with people that are on the same level with me, that understand things the same way I do. And, you know, things change. People grow at different rates, and sometimes you grow apart from other people. Sometimes they come back. But yeah, I mean, you lose little bits of yourself, it seems like, along the way if you can't share it with other people. And we end with another king. Yeah, so we have the King of Swords. And so this is, you know, we're talking about someone you can communicate with, someone I heard mind meld. Essentially, you have a lot of the same ways of thinking, right? Both of you, you know, and talk about balance. You know, we're talking about balance in the body, balance in the mind. And I just really think this is going to come together for you. Now, this is quick movement. If we're going back up to the Eight of Wands. So I think you will have someone that comes into your life. So pay attention. You know, and also if you meet someone out and about or at work, things change at work like we talked about, and you connect, don't let that die out. Don't let, you know, friendships of the past or anything cloud your judgment, because we all need people to connect with on every kind of level. So if you have even the hint of a connection with someone, entertain that. Meet them after work. Meet them again. Call them. Hang out. Have conversations. Let that, you know, let that communication continue, because it will help you find yourself and who you really are. And like I said, we change all the time. So in our evolution of humans, we change our likes, our dislikes. We tap into different kind of abilities that we have. There's a lot of branches off the path that we take. But at our core, we know that we have certain gifts, certain blessings that we were given, certain abilities, and we need to share those with the world and with other people. So pay attention. A change is coming in a good way. I think someone's going to come into your life that you're really going to connect with, and it's really going to feed into your soul and your soul tribe. So keep your radar up. Keep that beacon up. The signal's out, and someone will respond. All right, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you hanging around. If you like the video, give it a like. If you enjoy the content and are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to get alerts. And other than that, take care of yourself and have an amazing day. All right.